Hey guys, what's going on? Kunal here, or Bulls on Wall Street. Guys, I want to talk to you about a little bit today about shorting stocks. Right now with the market being so overheated and you're seeing like so many stocks, like these workhorses and stuff like that have just gone from like a couple dollars to $24. What you really need to learn is how to short, but it's really hard to time the tops on these things. So I think, one of the key trades that you can do, and I do this all the time, is what we'd call like a second day play. So I want to go over a trade, we took in our chat room yesterday in this NKLA, and it's just a very, very simple trade, very simple trade, which is, when the momentum of like some of these names, like this is like a $20 billion market cap, right? This company probably sells no products or no cars, but it doesn't really matter. At some point, like these things start to fizzle out, and what you want to really do is it's really hard to time the top. So you want to wait for like that kind of fizzling out to happen. So you can see like with this NKLA, right? It's starting to really kind of roll over your 9 EMAs, even curling down. So you got like this kind of rollover pattern where it's, cracking support. So the previous day it had like this big dump. Okay, so on a second day play, like what we're always looking for, you don't know which way a stock is going to open. It's like just a very, very simple setup that's very quick, which is why I like it. On TC2000, they'll have a dotted line where it will show the green to red spot or the red to green spot. And I don't trade at TC2000, this is my charting platform, but I'm using it for all my charts. So this dotted line is like the green to red spot. So when you get like a stock after like a big dump, right, and you have a daily chart that's rolling over, the second day, if it gaps up, like see how like it just rolled up to 59 real quick right at the open. So when you get like a cult stock like this and you gap up after like a day where you dumped, what typically happens is you get all the kind of chasers coming in, they're excited. They're like, oh my gosh, like here we go. We're like about to bounce, right? And then what ends up happening is the rug gets pulled. So like as soon as the gap up happens, like you can't trust that. Just because you see some green on a stock doesn't mean that it's like gonna keep going. But because it's right, like kind of like a cult stock, right, where you're getting like a lot of people really excited about it, like a Tesla or so on and so forth. There's like those handful of stocks that happens to, every single year. So when that gap up happens, people start flooding in thinking like, oh my gosh, here we go, bounce. Like, I'm getting it on a discount, right? Because it was just $70 2 days ago. But the play after dump is to short this gap. So like as soon as this gap starts to roll, right, I know where the green to red spot is. So I'm layering into it before, even a little bit before it starts to go red, because if the SSR is on it, right, you can't short on the bid. And as soon as this is a very, very quick trade, it's not meant to be like anything that you hold. So like as soon as it goes green to red, you're hammering this thing. I mean, like hammering it, because it's going to drop multiple dollars very, very fast. And you can see like this thing is just, rips down to like 52 bucks really quickly. So it's like, for me, I got 57.10, cover 55.72. 53.71, 52.70s. Like I'm just layering out of this thing because the green to red spot is supposed to be, it's supposed to be a quick trade. So like this thing moves like $7 in 3 candles. These are 5-minute candles. It's a 15-minute move. You can make some good chatter. Now, just when that happens, now what you have to realize is like, okay, a good chunk of the intraday range has probably been used up, at least for the open. So the open is about price volatility, price discovery. Then what happens after the open is you're going to get some type of consolidation. You're going to get usually like some type of retracement or a raid. So like as this thing starts to kind of level out, notice how like it's not bouncing back over the VWAP. What that's telling you is like, okay, probably into the close, this thing is going to dump. And, what you want to really be doing is, right, watching for the support level for when it starts to give, okay? When you have like a stock that's basing out like that, usually you want 3 tests of the support or more for it to break down. So if it's just 2 tests, it's going to be probably a double bottom and pop up a little bit. What you need is that 3rd test. Like notice how on the 3rd test here, like it doesn't break down. What? The 9 EMA is just too loose from it still. So the pattern hasn't tightened up. The pattern hasn't tightened up. It's still too loose. So what you want to do is just keep stalking this thing. And when it starts to tighten up, when that 9 EMA starts to come down, like right up on that kitchen, that's when it's going to give it up, right? It's going to give it up, and that's when you'll get your afternoon play. And then, you get kind of like a nice dump into it. So just a very, very, it's a very, very simple play, but like you can do this because there's like a lot of these stocks, like say Workhorse, for example, it's very, very hard to short it on the way up, but now you've had this like big down day, right? So like this kind of like second day play you can do on a stock like this, that's really extended that you think may come down. I'm not saying Workhorse is a, short or anything. It looks like one, but we'll have to wait and see how it sets up. So those are ways to just time some of these things, because you're seeing a lot of these kind of stocks, right? Like NIO and stuff that are up, they're up like 100% in a few days. They're going to coming back down, whether they come back all the way back down, probably not, but right, they're going to probably retrace a little bit over here. This is a short-term day trade. So, same type of deal. Like when you finally get that kind of that nasty down day, then the second day is where the easy play is, and of course, I have setups to time them on the first day too. I do find that second day play is like really a really good bang for the buck. So when you see that, look for the, in summary, look for that green to red, that rug pull, and then later on, you'll probably get a little afternoon setup. So guys, hopefully that helps. I do believe we got some webinars coming up next week and a free chat day after that. So, keep on watch for the YouTube, and let me know if you have any questions. You can always email me, kunal@bullson.ws, or just, leave a comment and I'll make sure to answer it. Guys, take care, trade well, always manage your risk.